Hey, greetings and salutations, everybody. I hope everybody's having a happy Sunday fun day. Those who are enduring the heat, my hat's off to you. Here in PA, it's a little warm as well. Yesterday and today it was around 100 degrees, so that's not our norm, but I guess everybody's experiencing some sort of wonderful heat wave as this week finishes up. So hopefully this coming week isn't as bad because I'll let you know I'm not a big fan of the heat whatsoever. I'd rather it be cold out. At least that way I can put a hooded sweatshirt on or something. So, but with that being said, we are going to jump into part 4 of this abandoned haunted house build for The Sims 4. We left off finishing up the first and second floor interiors of this build. This is taking me a little bit longer just because of the size of the house. I normally don't build houses this big. I usually try and keep them pretty small. So we're going to go ahead and finish the exterior, which is a lot, which doesn't look like it, but depending on how much stuff we put outside, we want to try and make it look as rustic and abandoned as possible, because that's obviously what this stream is about. So, with that being said, let's just go ahead and jump into this and maybe do a quick recap as well for those who missed the video. If you missed part 1, 2, and 3, you could check out my YouTube channel on the About Me page here on Twitch, and you can see the other videos for when we did this build from the ground up. So let's do a quick recap on this. So the first floor has a big open space, which is obviously was the living room in this area. You know, like an entryway and then a dining room over here. So, but then there's a kitchen up here. We went through and kind of basically ransacked this. So obviously, like I said, this is an abandoned house. So there's garbage everywhere. There's a broken refrigerator. The stove is broken, stuff like that. So yeah, it's in pretty bad shape. If we go over here to the left, there is a bathroom as well. We got some vines growing on the floor, you know, holes in the walls, stuff like that. So it's definitely seen better days for sure. And then if we kind of spin it around, like I said too, this is a console PS5 build, so this isn't PC. So some of the camera angles and things might be slightly off, or you know, my apologies for all the spinning and turning, but in order to get the right angles on some of these, you have to kind of do so. But this was the dining room area, or what was the dining room area. You can see there's ivy growing in here, some grass. There's some stains in the floor, you know, cracks in the walls, water stains, stuff like that. But yeah, this is. If you get a chance, like I said, check out my YouTube channel, because on part 3 I list all the packs and kits that I use in these descriptions. And when I upload this tomorrow to YouTube, I'll also list all the packs and the kits that I used in this, so you can kind of get a reference. So, but yeah, this is the first floor. Like I said, it's pretty trashed. So let's take a look at the second floor. Second floor, there's a big hallway here, you know, which leads to the bedrooms. There's one bedroom and then a library or study and then a bathroom. This bathroom is a little bit larger. I was going to try and condense this into building a second bedroom, but I figured one is probably enough. So like I said, this is the bathroom here. In a kind of an aerial view. I generally don't like to leave this much empty space, because that is a lot of space. But again, it's an old house, so usually those rooms are bigger. But yeah, that's the bathroom. And this is the master suite, I guess you could say, or the master bedroom. You know, a little sitting area, fireplace. I put in a creepy old doll house along with some creepy dolls, as well as dolls on the shelf. I thought this was kind of interesting. I think when I was initially starting this build, I said a lot of the inspiration I got off this haunted house was from Silent Hill, and then of course Stranger Things season 4, as well as a little bit of Resident Evil. So if you guys remember Resident Evil Village, the doll lady Donna Boniviento, that's kind of what her thing was the creepy doll lady. So I kind of took a book out of that page, I guess, or a page out of that book, I should say. My apologies. So, but yeah, that's the bedroom. Again, it's ransacked. You know, spider webs. You got holes in the walls. You got photos of the Lord and the Lady, I guess you could say. So yeah, that is the bedroom. And if we scroll up this way, we got the the library. You can kind of see an overview of that, looking down into it. If we alternate the walls here, you can kind of see everything in here. It looks like the room was ransacked, like maybe somebody was looking for something. There's a lot of paperwork and open boxes and stuff like that, so it's pretty distressed. But yeah, that is the upstairs. Like I said, it may look big from the outside, but one bedroom, it's not that big. Also, there's a ladder here that goes up to the attic. I just had trouble for some reason. I don't know why. There we go. Okay, so this is the attic. It's a pretty big space up here, but I didn't really go too far over. I kept it pretty simple. Just threw some clutter up here to make it look like, you know, people left stuff behind. There's a baby bassinet, some baby toys, an old bicycle, you know, some stuff like that. So that is the attic. But like I said, we're gonna keep going with the exterior, get this done. Now, where we left off was we did a little bit on the exterior. I put some spider webs using the vampires and Strangerville packs and the paranormal packs. It has cracks and stuff like that you can put in the wall, which are really neat. I kind of use that feature a lot. I just thought that was neat because it's a stone house, so over time it wears down, and there's cracks in the wall and stuff like that. So I use that a lot. And that looks nice. Initially, the outside of the house, if you remember, was actually a real dark black, but I wanted to be able to see signs of distress, and with those cracks in there, you couldn't do that. So I changed the color of the exterior of the house, but kept the windows black. So I think that kind of looks good with the roof and everything. So, but you can kind of see, little cracks here and there over the house. There's some spider webs in the corner too. They're really hard to see because but you can see them right there. There's one. So. And then just water stains, stuff like that. But other than that, we didn't do too much with it. Oh, we also put some ivy growing up the side of the house. I really like this because this looks like it has been, left alone for years and untreated. So it's slowly growing over the side of the house. Maybe one day it'll take over the entire house. Who knows? But yeah, that's kind of where that's at. So as well as the backyard, we didn't really do anything. So we're just going to kind of continue with that. Get rid of that mailbox. I guess that's just by default. So, but anyways, let's keep working. I actually want to start putting up a fence of some sort here in the front. We're gonna go to the hidden items menu. Like I said, this sometimes unfortunately takes a while to scroll through because there's so much stuff. But this is the menu that has all the goodies. You know what I mean? There's a lot of hidden stuff here. It just takes a while for us to kind of look through it. So hopefully we can find some of the fencing. So while we're looking through this, I hope you guys, like I said, are staying cool. I know the UK is getting hit pretty hard with the heat wave. I'm on the East Coast, so it's pretty bad here too. It's not as bad as over there, but it's pretty nasty. So it's, knock on wood, that it cools down a little bit. So with this menu too, I wanted to let you guys know, I know you can only filter certain stuff, so if there's something you find, I like to just go through and kind of pull stuff out of here, you know what I mean, and just set it aside, so when I do decide to use it, it's there, and I don't have to worry about, searching through the menu again and stuff like that. But I did see that pile of garbage with the mattress and the refrigerator there, so I definitely want to use that, and there's probably going to be things like this. I thought that was kind of interesting, the old bathtub and garbage, as well as the old, or the, I don't know if that's it looks kind of whimsical, I guess you could say. I'm kind of looking for just a tree with old tree branches and stuff on it. That's plasma fruit tree. I guess that's maybe from the Strangerville pack. Like I said, this is the process of doing so. You know what I mean? So, so I'm probably gonna, like I said, see things. I'm just gonna throw some stuff on the porch here. As I go. Like I said, just a just put a lot of trash, because like I said, this place has definitely seen better days. And that's the cool thing about this. There's actually a lot of extra content here. And sometimes I do have a habit, and my apologies, of jumping back and forth between one thing and the other. That's just generally the way I do these builds, I guess. There's some piles of clothes there. Just kind of go down the list and see what we got here as far as goodies go, you know. That's the great thing about doing it this way. You don't have to really make things perfect, because it's obviously gonna, the more distressed you make it look, the more authentic you're gonna make it look, you know. So some of this other stuff while we're doing this that I've been playing is the Little Hope from the Dark Ashes series, I believe it's called. If you guys got a chance to play that at all, it's really good. Highly recommend it. I thought about putting an old bike there, but I wasn't sure. I may use that, I'm just not sure where, so I'm just gonna set it there for now. And I wasn't sure. I thought about doing this before. Was adding some vines here on the, I don't know if this is gonna work out. I guess that could work. Like I said, we want to make this look as rustic as possible. I don't know if that's going to look too nice or what, but we're going to give it a shot. Plus, I'm pretty excited about the tombstones as well. Those are going to look really cool on there. I'm going to use this. I'm going to set this aside for now, because I think I'm going to build a swamp back here. And like I said, if I just set it aside for now, see, I'm not sure what wall I exactly want to go with. I kind of want to go with the broken down. I don't know if that's gonna look right. One of those things that we're probably gonna have to come back to, because don't know if it's gonna work the way I want it to. I kind of like these because they kind of look overgrown. Like they've been unattended and not taken care of. We don't want to put anything too nice though, because like I said, it's, I don't want it to look kind of new, but so this is going to be a little bit of a process. It's going to be one of those things that you just kind of have to mess around with and see. Like I said, we'll probably come back to that. I just got to find the, I think one of my big things right now is just trying to find the right fencing. And of course, it's going to be, you know, making a lot of overgrown grass and stuff like that. So obviously this is gonna take a little time. I mean, we're not gonna do the entire yard like this, but so one of the things too I wanted to let you guys know, and if somebody was asking about it the one day where I get ideas for the builds and stuff like that, I look at a lot of these. I look up on Pinterest. I look for ideas on there. I just do simple Google searches too. You can find some pretty interesting designs and stuff like that, just to get inspired, I should say, for the design. So that's just a little bit of an idea. I kind of like the bird bath there because it makes it look like it's overgrown with grass. I thought maybe adding some, yeah, there we go. Adding some grass patches on the porch and stuff too. Would give it that certain something, I should say. It's probably too much. Yeah, I don't want to make it look like the whole porch is grown with grass. Like I said, we'll come back to that a little bit later on, because I'm not entirely sure I want to use that whole Got a couple little flowers in there, here and there. Yeah, that looks too much. Like I said, I want to. So I didn't realize that. Piles of dust, that's a good idea. Like I said, I'll probably add some more to that porch later on. So I don't know if you guys got a chance to watch the new Halloween trailer for Halloween Kills. I'm pretty excited about that. That's something I'm definitely looking forward to this fall. In addition to a couple other titles coming out, so we will see what that's going to be like. Fingers crossed. I'm hearing some good things. I'm hearing some bad things. So I'm not really sure how to really, or what to think of it, I should say. I guess we'll have to wait and find out in October. So some of these objects you kind of have to go through and unfortunately look at to see what they are, because sometimes they list them as unknown, so you don't really know what they are. Of course, I made the stupid mistake of exiting out of this menu, so now you gotta go back through and scroll and scroll and scroll. Good thing is I kind of have an idea of where we left off. I did see telephone poles. Kind of like those. Yeah, those are kind of neat. I like that. I don't know if I want two though, or if I just want the one. Probably just the one for now. I don't want to overdo it too much. But maybe it's actually kind of neat. I like that fence. It's like a under construction fence, or I think they're called snow fences too. Don't quote me on that though. I'm not sure exactly. See, I don't want to put too many flowers because I don't want it to look but I want to also add some dark grass to make it look more. Not sure if that's. I guess it's a sidewalk. Definitely not that. That's for sure. Some of the stuff, like I said, you just gotta kind of look at to see, because it may look good, but then I think I'm gonna go with this fencing. That way I can add some overgrown shrubs to it as well. I was gonna kind of go with something more spooky, but I'm not entirely sure what I want to do with it just yet. But we're gonna see. And leave some more. Some more garbage on the porch. Let me know your guys' thought too. If you think I'm overusing that garbage tool, I think that looks kind of neat though, because it just looks like trash thrown everywhere. I thought maybe a fuse box. I know in older houses they sometimes put the fuse box, and not fuse box, but like junction box or power box on the outside of the house. So I thought maybe we could do that. Definitely need some old tires for sure. What abandoned house wouldn't be complete without tires laying in the front yard? But maybe some cones would look interesting there, kind of like a do not enter caution, something like that. Or maybe the house was under construction at one point and just never got finished. So I kind of like that, but I wish it didn't have a double fence there. I want a single one would be nice. That may have to come down. I'm not too sure I like that. That's kind of weird, that corner piece. Alright, well, so far, so good. It's getting there. Like I said, definitely it's going to take some time, especially with the overgrown grass and everything like that. I think what I'm going to do, though, is just kind of focus on one side of the house. Like I said, I have a habit of going back and forth and not finishing up the other side, so I don't know if that's I guess that's for on a hill. That's kind of interesting. I am going to go back through and kind of work with the grass too and darken it up, throw some overgrown spots on there. How about an old boat? Do that as well. There you go. Sometimes you just gotta really mess around with this because I don't know why in the hell it skips like that. Some of this stuff we may end up tweaking here and there, but I think for the most part, I definitely do want to add some tombstones. Oh, I thought I did. Not sure why that didn't. Is that graffiti? That could definitely be interesting. Oh, cool. Yeah, that could be, I like that. Yeah, that could look really, really neat. Especially if there was... Not sure why it's not placing, though. That's weird. Maybe it's placing on the inside of that porch, which is unusual. I think I'm going to do, though, is put this... on the side of the house here somewhere. Fortunately, you can't see that. There we go. We just had to turn it around. And you got some graffiti on the house. That looks good. I'm just wondering. Trying to put it. There we go. That looks good. Alright, that's a little bit of a task. Not gonna lie. Alright, so I saw a little trick on YouTube, people using this fence. So this is a fence post, I guess. And that looks really cool. That looks like it's legit boarded up and everything like that. So that is definitely going to be too big. I guess the trick is you got to kind of get it so you don't see the post. Alright, that could work. I like that. That was cool. And then what I'll do is just I said, stuff like this, you gotta kind of I mean, I guess it doesn't look bad because it kind of looks like that post on the right side is nailed to the window. But I do really like that trick. I wish I could remember the YouTube channel that I saw it on, so I could give a shout out to that person, because that like I said, when you play this game on console, unfortunately there's not a lot of custom content you can do on like the PC version. But sometimes you just gotta work with what you got, you know? In a way, I kind of wish I would have got into playing this on PC more than on console, just because I have more abilities and more things to do. I don't want to do too much with each window, because then it'll just look overdone. well, I think that that looks good for those set of windows. Like I said, we don't want to overdo it. But in the same sense, I wanted to make sure it looked cool, like it was boarded up. So that looks good. I guess the neat little things you can do with some tricks of the trade, you know, as they say. But now that we have this, I'm actually gonna go through and do some more of these windows, just because I feel that this is gonna be the most time-consuming thing. I'm kind of debating what the next series I want to do is as far as builds go. I want to do, so far I've done farms, and this will be the first, I guess you could say, haunted, abandoned type build that I did. So I might continue with that and do another one. Just kind of see how that works out. Kind of go from there, I guess, you know. Yeah, this is one of those things you got to have a lot of patience with, because it's fortunately it does take a while to do. But like I said, knock on wood, we're not gonna do every single window. Just because I think it would look too much, you know. At least the front I wanted to do several of them. That way it gives it more, because you're on ground level. It looks like they were actually able to get up there and, you know, nail the wood shut, or nail the windows shut. There we go. That actually was kind of a glitch, but I think that looks good like that. Yeah, I like that. this weekend, a couple of my coworkers and I went to a arcade that one of the malls here in town opened up. Gentleman's really cool. He named the arcade Back to the Arcade and kind of used a Back to the Future type theme, so that really caught my attention because, you know, that's kind of one of my favorite movie franchises ever, so I thought that was kind of neat. The great thing about that place is too is all you do is pay $20 all day, and you can pretty much go in as much as you want. You can, you know, go to dinner and come back. It's kind of an honor system thing, you know what I mean? But they're very, very nice people, so you wouldn't want to abuse the privilege, you know what I mean? Just be courteous about stuff, I guess. Of course, I'm sure somewhere, someone probably abused it, and, you know, hopefully it doesn't cause problems for everybody else. I will say one of the interesting things about that place was watching some of the younger people. So I'm in my late 30s now, and some of the younger people that were playing these games, I think we're having a little trouble understanding how they worked, especially the older ones like Space Invaders and stuff like that. So that was definitely interesting to watch. Alright, you know what? I don't want to spend the entire... I may do some of that off camera and finish those windows up too, because like I said, that's going to take a while to do. As much as I would love to do more of them, I don't want to take up too much time on it. But I definitely do want to do one on this front porch, because obviously being on ground level, people are going to try and get in, so you want to keep the place boarded up as much as possible. Well, that's gonna have to do. Looks a little weird as far as placement goes, but it will have to do. So I guess in a way you can kind of use the bigger boards, because maybe, you never know, maybe they ran out of boards and had to use something smaller. that, I was just trying to find a fence that would work for the backyard, and of course I end up putting other things up there instead. Boxes there. Thought about a little tree house, or a little bird house, I should say. Small stuff like that kind of drives me nuts, because then you gotta really look through it and see what it is, you know. Thought maybe initially I was gonna do a more scarier themed fence, but decided to keep it simple, I guess, you know. Trash. Thought maybe here just kind of build a little pile, you know, make it look like they just kind of gave up and said screw it and just started throwing their garbage outside. Creepy barrels with God only knows what in it, you know. figured this side's going to be pretty much all the garbage and crap that people just threw there for years. And then the other side, maybe do some sort of gardening. You know what, that looks good. Don't want to mess with it too much. If you guys are watching any interesting Netflix or streaming service series, let me know. I just finished watching Gotham for the second time. I think the ending was kind of, it seemed like it felt a little rushed, like they were ready to end it. I mean, 5 seasons, it's okay. Obviously anything more than 5 is a really good run, especially nowadays. Sadly to say, as much as I hate to say it, CW and Fox don't really, usually when the series gets aired at 8 o'clock on a Friday night, that's usually someone's tale of or sign of yanking the cord out, and the series is going to be done. Kind of what they did with Last Man Standing. It got canceled, and then it brought back to Fox, and which I thought was a good series. It had a good run. Of course, a lot of people I know aren't a fan of Tim Allen, but like I said, everybody has their own opinions, so. Yeah, some of this stuff I'm not even sure what the hell it is. You get the You gotta really look at it to see, so your eyes don't play tricks on you. That's actually what I was looking for before. I wish I would have found that. Not really sure what type of fence I want to put out front. If I want to put something large like that. Actually, I kind of like that. One of those moments you gotta kind of overlap it so it connects right. Those are just a cement wall. I was kind of hoping that they would some more graffiti. I could graffiti up the side of the house some more. Well, I will say that the outside is definitely taking a little bit longer than the inside, that's for sure. which I was kind of expecting that because, like I said, the outside there's a lot more junk out there. There we go. That's the kind of trees I was looking for. Stuff like that. I do kind of like these because it looks a little like roots and kind of scatter all over the ground. Now we are slowly but surely working our way around to the side of the house. It's, like I said, taking a little bit longer than I anticipated, but can't rush things, I guess. I'm not sure why those keep disappearing. Well, I'll just have to deal with it later. I'm not gonna fuss around with it too much. probably should have waited to put that fence up until after I was done working in this area. Because now it kind of makes it difficult to try and see over the fence. Alright, you know what? I want to throw in some bigger trees and stuff like that, and some bushes. Definitely don't want cactuses, that's for sure. I really do like these roots that look like they're growing on the ground, because it makes it look like Mother Nature is taking back the house. I didn't want to put a real big tree, but I wanted to kind of put something there that looks like it's been growing for a long time, you know what I mean? I apologize. Back to this side of the house and finish this off so we can. That's one of the things I kind of hate with the plants, because you can't clone them. You know, for the most part, you can't. I think we're gonna turn this around and kind of work in this direction. Alright, well that's definitely getting there, that's for sure. Alright, I think I'm going to take a 5-minute break, stretch my legs, grab something to drink, and actually I'm going to do a quick save first so I don't forget all that work and forget to save it. Alright, like I said, I'll be right back. Take 5 minutes. Alright guys, we're back. Let's hopefully finish this sooner rather than later. Like I said, certain grasses and stuff you can't clone, which kind of sucks because then you have to go back to the menu and you can clone the pizza boxes. I think it was trying to, yeah, see, item can't be cloned. Kind of aggravates me a little bit just because I have to go back through and then choose it again. Not sure why. That's interesting. That's glitching like that, or what's going on with it. Now I'm kind of curious. I have to check the other ones and see if they're the same way. It looked like it was pushing away from the wall. Those ones look good. But I do want to do some of the ivy up the front. I was thinking about this when I was taking my break. Put some on the other side too, make it look. Of course, I don't know, we got some over here already, which I'm not sure I'm entirely happy with the way that looks. That looks better. Alright, so we did that. So, I think what I'm going to do is I want to do some of the yard with dirt in it to make it look like it's that the grass is worn out. I want to do that throughout this side because I want to give it that effect like it's been walked on. And of course the ground is kind of distressed, even though you really can't see it over here, but I know it's there, so. I want to do all of it like that. I just want to kind of like space it out a little bit. Maybe some green patches here. Let's go back to the I'm gonna try and find that long grass again. Fortunately, I know it's gonna take a little bit to probably try and find it, but we will do so. Figured that flower box would be a good idea to make it look like it's been there for a while. Add some mushrooms. Here we go. I think we found it. I'll say that's a good guess. I don't want to put it right to the edge line. I'm going to put it kind of growing through it, the fence, to make it look like it's growing out from underneath it. I wish I could find that brown grass that I had before too. Not sure where that went. Build it up around that tree a little bit as well, so it looks like it's taking over the yard. I guess despite the place being abandoned, flowers will still grow, I guess. other thing is they must have done an update recently too, because there's a lot more new stuff in here than I remember from before. I mean, there was a lot of hidden items before, but it just seems like there's a significant amount than I can remember. Some of this stuff, I don't know, it looks slightly off, like it looks like it doesn't belong there. That makes sense. Alright, we're slowly making it around the back of the house. So I'm not really sure what this person did that lived here. All I know is they could have been someone who liked to collect stuff. Maybe a hoarder or something like that. I think one of the things I'm looking for, since I'm back here, of course, there is shoot. Didn't want to do that. So I'm not sure a total set number of hours I've worked on this so far. I probably should start keeping track of that for some of these builds, but fortunately I don't always do so. Sometimes it just depends on what kind of mood I'm in. Sometimes I can do them rather quickly, and sometimes it takes me a little bit of time. I think this past week too, with it being really, really hot, but I was not motivated. I came home from work, did chores that I had to do, like laundry, cleaning up and stuff like that, but other than that, I was not feeling it this week whatsoever. The sad part is I have a slew of games in my library that I want to play. I just keep putting it off and putting it off. Like I said, maybe once this heat wave breaks, I'll feel a little bit more motivated to do some more builds. I know I'm kind of jumping the gun here, but I feel it'd be easier to go through and grab these items while I'm here, because I definitely want to do a little cemetery of some sort. Not sure if that's a pillar or if that's an actual tombstone. I think it's a... I know there was a cemetery type fence around here somewhere. It's just a matter of finding it. So now it's going to drive me crazy trying to find that cemetery fence. I know it's here. Ah, skyscraper. Wow. It's definitely a skyscraper. Couldn't tell what that was, to be honest with you. I wasn't sure. I may just have to bite the bullet on this fencing and see if I can find something else that'll work. I think I have to get rid of that. That pre-made pond kind of screwed things up there. Definitely have to get rid of that. There we go. Shoot. Well, didn't really want to do that, but I guess I had no choice, really. Alright, I gotta figure out this little graveyard back here, because most of those are indoor plants. I don't know. Considered clutter. Well, actually, you know what? Since I'm here, kind of hoping for why outside of the boundary. Okay. See, this is kind of the other pain in the arse thing about this is that sometimes you can't build exactly where you want to. Oh, I'll just have to do it there, I guess. I wish I would just let me do that. That drives me nuts. I don't know why. I can never get the right shade when it comes to the dirt and stuff. It always looks off. I don't like to use those square patches because they don't look like it makes it look like it's cut out into a shape. I actually don't mind using the grass, or the flowers, I should say, because it's obviously a cemetery, so I'm sure, you know, pollen and seeds probably blew out of flowers and made additional flowers grow. I don't know. I think I'm losing my mind. It's Sunday night and I have to go back to work tomorrow. Even though the 4th of July just happened recently, I'm ready for a nice another long weekend, as much as I hate to say that. Well, I think that looks okay for the graveyard. A little pig statue. Maybe someone buried their pig there. I always thought that was good. The child statue. Officially known as the Child. Alright. That looks good. Backyard looks good. I'm just gonna I'm not sure why it does not let me duplicate grass. It drives me nuts. That's okay. This scrolling process is a never-ending battle, that's for sure. I will say, if you definitely have the time and patience to do so, you can find some really interesting things in this menu because there's a lot of hidden stuff. And every time you add on a pack, they add more things to it. So the more packs you buy, the more goodies you get. I'm gonna hide a little fire pit over there. Maybe someone's having a party. Have a little fire out back. Here we go. Here's some more tombstones. I think I'm going to put I need to see where the basement is, because obviously there's a basement. I'm not going to be able to put a pond. So we're just gonna make this no pond at this location. No shit. Now comes the fun part, fixing this ground to hopefully put a pond in there without any issues. Okay, so the basement's good, didn't hit the basement, and there's a pile of leaves stuck in the pond, so that works. And I'm going to take that off because I'm not liking that. Styles, I think in mossy. Pond effects, some grass. Obviously there can be some mosquitoes. Of course, I'm not sure why. I do want to this is going to be the right one or not. I said sometimes when you play with this dirt tool, sometimes it doesn't work out in your favor. Alright, so that was good. just gonna sift through the menu again and try and find some more stuff, but seeing how this isn't a high-class fish pond, not by any means, it's I don't think we're really gonna need. I could put an old fountain there, but that'd just take up too much space. I think I need some more. Green grass around this edge, so it looks like it's covered up a little bit, because it doesn't. It looks like someone just drew a shape and let it go. Alright, that looks good. Definitely cluttered for sure. So let's finish this last corner and we will be done with it. Officially done. And for those who stopped in to say hello, I thank you for your support and coming by the channel and saying hi. It's funny, working in social media professionally, I think one of the toughest channels to gain engagement is definitely YouTube. But one of the other things too is, and I'll admit this, that I don't post as much as I should. I try to, but like I said, sometimes it's work, sometimes it's just life in general. Alright, so let's throw some grass in this front yard and wrap up this build. And I do apologize for this taking so long, because I believe I started at 7:30 and now it's almost 10 o'clock here on the East Coast, so it's been definitely be a fun evening for sure. I feel a little fox in there. I don't see him hiding. So here's our grass tool again. We'll go through this process and overgrow the lawn. I wish when you duplicate it, it would make the same size over and over, so I don't have to do all these. I think I'm going to put a tree there. I'm just not sure which one. Just a matter of finding it. It's one of those things that when I see it, I'll know. Sorry, ended up going back to the cemetery because I wanted to put something else there. Just wasn't sure what. And I saw that statue and it's like, oh, that's it. That's the one. There we go. That's exactly what I was looking for. Like I said, I wasn't sure what it was, but I knew when I saw it, that was going to be it. I was gonna look for some kind of tree stump for seats, but I figure I could sit on tires. Well, guys, I think that is it. I think we finished it. I think it is done. This was definitely a long build for sure. 4 parts, like I said. I've never done one that long before. Usually I get them done in 2 or 3, or sometimes even 1. Just depends on how big the house is. But yeah, that is it. That finishes this one off. Like I said, I think next time I do one, I'll definitely do it a lot smaller. This is the biggest lot, I believe, in this world, in Forgotten Hollow. So, with that being said, we finish this up. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. I will have this edited and cut and uploaded to YouTube if you want to watch it. And then I think what I'm going to do is do a walkthrough tour of it as well, eventually. Probably Tuesday or Wednesday, but that'll be something I do. And then upload to YouTube. That won't be a live on Twitch. So, alright, with that being said, guys and gals, have a wonderful evening. Be safe, stay cool, depending on where you're at. And then we will catch you later this week. Have a good one. Ciao.